breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
How's that?
Duval. Welcome into another episode of the Jaguars Fan Club UK podcast. Today by a couple of new faces and one old timer. Tom, welcome in firstly. I think it's your third time out now.
Third time out. I'm a seasoned professional in this now.
Yeah, you're a veteran, mate. You're looking. We're going to pick up that 5th-year option for you, I reckon, mate.
Hope so.
And then
so.
Joined by Darren. Darren, do you want to introduce yourself? Sort of a bit about you and the Jags.
Yeah, you want. Started supporting the Jags back in 2016. Never watched a game on TV. Never got into it. A friend, his son wanted to go to a London game, so we got tickets, went down to London. Quite an eventful trip down there. We was one of the food trains that got down there because our train hit half a dozen cows on the line and blocked the East Coast main line most of the day. So that was quite eventful. Got down there. I had no idea about NFL. So I've been a season ticket holder at Man United for 20 years and getting very bored with Premier League football. So trying to find alternatives. And I didn't know anything about it. I always thought the home team would be listed first, like it is in football.
Premiership pictures.
So I thought, I'll go for the away team, pick the Jaguars, and that's how it started. And it grew from there. So made all the London games, even the non-Jags ones for all these years, just into the NFL, but gradually got more and more into the Jags.
Yeah, I think it's a great story. It's what the NFL want to see with doing all these international games, isn't it? People sort of falling in love with the sport and then finding a team and finding a bit of a community as well.
And then, of course, very lucky to get over to the draft in Green Bay in April. Experience of a lifetime, really was.
Of all the drafts you could have gone to as well. It's not like we didn't have a first round pick, is it? We
well, it was just surreal, really. The way we was all just stood there or sat there in our little compartments, and all of a sudden it came up the Jaguars are traded.
I mean, it must have been crazy, surely. Like
it was. Nobody really knew what was going on, and then for Travis to come down and actually get into the photo selfie. When he took the selfie when he was chosen, fantastic, isn't it? A memory of a lifetime. 4 fantastic days. The people in Green Bay were wonderful. Made so many friends that are still in touch.
That's amazing.
With the people locals of Green Bay. And then, as you're aware, September, went over to watch the Carolina Panthers game. Once again, fantastic experience. David Mendenhall, who I believe we have met, who all get to meet, is a fantastic guy and looked after me so well all weekend. It was, once again, to experience the tailgate on the Sunday, having beers and various bits and bobs shoved in your hand by complete strangers.
As soon as they hear that accent, don't they? It's what they want to know the full story.
Yeah, and I was lucky. There's a guy out there called Eric Dunn. He does a lot for the City of Jaguars. And he recognised me, shouted me across to his tailgate.
Awesome.
And I took a load of flags out there with me, little giveaways. And I gave him one of those. And the post, I didn't know until we got into the ground and somebody pointed out that it had gone viral. It had got nearly 100,000 views of me presenting Eric Dunn with this. So it was a wonderful experience, and as you know, Jake, it's something everybody should really try and do, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough, and it isn't cheap and it isn't easy. But it's if you enjoy a London game, then wow, get out to the bank and see what it's like out there.
But that's my story anyway.
Yeah, go on then quickly. Favourite all-time player?
Got to be Jalen Ramsey, hasn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
He was a hell of a player, but he left on some dodgy terms, no?
Oh, yeah, but it was that character, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was that time when I started, don't forget, it was that time I started supporting.
Well, you had that Jacksonville season pretty much straight away, didn't you? So
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's Jalen Ramsey, I think, all the time.
Would you dare wear a Jalen Ramsey jersey to a game nowadays?
Yeah.
Nice,
I do.
Nice.
As I said, it was the first jersey I had was the Colour Rush Blake Bortles. Tracy bought me that as a present, and the next one was a Jalen Ramsey one. Still got it.
Nice.
It's a Fanatics American one, and the numbers haven't come off after all these years, so I still wear it.
No peeling yet. And then we've got another news start. I know you had some reactions to two of those comments, Ian, but how are you doing? And you want to introduce yourself? I know you don't like the mustard colour throwbacks, do you?
Oh God, no! The bold mustard was hideous. I'd love to know the people who sat around a room and went, "That's a cracking idea," and basically just. It's the squirty bottle and the rolled up bit of newspaper, and when you got a bad dog going, no biscuit. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey, yeah, I've got a signed jersey from him somewhere in a cupboard that I just refuse to have anything to do with. It was the salute to service one. He signed it at one of the Jaguars play events, and that's it's in a cupboard somewhere. He shall not be named, and he's.
He probably won't be retiring as a Jaguar on a one-day contract, will he?
Yeah, no, not him. No. In fact, he's gone through so many teams as well. Proves he's not a team player. But there we are.
His balance is big though.
So my backstory, I got into the NFL 1981, I think it was. You're too young to remember Dickie Davis' World of Sport on ITV.
Too, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and I used to love the wrestling. Daddy, Brian Haystacks, Kendo Nagasaki, the Masked Marvel, all that stuff. And as an 11-year-old, clearly it was absolutely real. None of it was scripted, and it was just so lucky that Big Daddy won every single time. I was waiting for this to come on, and Dickie Davis popped up and went, "Oh, the Americans played the Super Bowl last year. Here are the highlights." And it was Super Bowl 15, Eagles, Raiders, and it was the best game that I'd ever seen. It was just... It was one of those, the wind blew, the angels sang moments, and it was just like, this is the best game, this is the greatest game that anyone's ever invented, this is brilliant. So next week, sat down, wanted to watch more of this Super Bowl thing, not realising that was the end of the series. And the following year, Channel 4 started. All I could remember was this guy called Plunkett. I went, I'll find out who he plays for and I'll support them. That was the Raiders. So 11-year-old, silver and black with a pirate logo. I mean, that was just heaven on earth. I was like, brilliant. Sure. Okay, I'm going to support them then. And they were good, which helped. So I supported the Raiders for about 5 years, and then towards the end of the 80s, the coverage dropped off. Then I was hitting my teenage years, so I was out about at the weekend, so left home Sunday evening, so just sort of fell away with the interest. It wasn't until January 2000 that my wife's aunt had come over from Jacksonville. She was English but married an American Navy aircrew. And he used to fly into Blackbush Airport, which is about 2 miles down the road. Met Auntie Babs, and then they got married and they moved back mid-70s. She was coming over, and as I walked into the house, she was on the phone to Uncle Charles, talking about the 62-7 demolition of the Miami Dolphins in the divisional round, and she was saying, well, they benched Dan Marino, that's incredible, and who we got next? The Tennessee Titans, we can't beat them at all, and put the phone down, and I just said, I remember Dan, is he still playing Miami Dolphins? And she went, how do you know about the Miami Dolphins? And I said, so we had a chat, and then literally sort of an hour later, I caught up on the NFL of this new team called the Cleveland Browns, who weren't the Cleveland Browns, they were actually now the Ravens, and teams had moved, and Jacksonville was this hot new team. Yeah. And they invited us out to stay in Jacksonville. We went out in May, we stayed for 3 weeks. I thought Jacksonville was a really, really nice place. They offered us to stay, sponsor us for a green card and everything.
Wow.
I was up for it, but my wife was like, no, I'm not leaving. So back in came. So I bought a solitary T-shirt. Went, okay, I'll support the Jags then because I like the logo, I like the teal. They went 14-2. Oh, they're going to be good, aren't they? They're going to be in the Super Bowl in a couple of years. And then, 26 years of misery with the occasional fluke season. So it's like,
the rest really is history on that one, isn't it?
So it's just now we're finally trying to turn the corner. It looks now The future vaguely looks bright. And sadly, Auntie Babs passed away September, just as the season started, just as we were starting to go. Just as it's starting to. Maybe. So that's how I became a Jags fan, and then got sort of more into it as the years progressed. One T-shirt turned into a jersey, turned into hoodies, hats, posters, tattoo, which was I didn't actually ask if I could get one. I just went down the beg forgiveness route, and divorce was mentioned.
Well, I can't take it off now, can I? So
it was only about 3 weeks, I think. She didn't speak to me and my wife. So, but yeah, we've moved on from there now. So, yes, it's a bit old and faded. It didn't help that every time anyone went round there, Zoe, our child, would have been about 4 or 5 then, and wanted to show off my tattoo to everyone. And then my wife would go, "Look at that bloody stupid thing he's got on his arm," and everyone, "Oh, that's really cool! Oh man, that's nice!" And she would sort of fume silently in the corner. So that was it. So favourite player of all time has got to be the mighty Fred Taylor. He was just awesome, and he's an incredibly nice guy to boot as well. I've been fortunate enough to meet him many times. So many times, he accused me of stalking him one year because every event he was at, I was there going, "Oh, Fred, you want to sign this?" But yeah, I've got 4 of his jerseys. I mean, managed to pick it up dirt cheap off eBay. Got a team issued jersey for him. A road jersey, which I've got him to sign, and he said, "Yeah, it's definitely a team issued one. You can tell that the cut's completely different."
Yeah.
He said, "I probably didn't wear it." He said, "Because it's just too clean."
Especially with his style of play, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially as a running back, he'll be on the floor every time he gets the ball. But yeah, he said it's a T one, so he signed it. I tried it on once, thinking Fred's a big guy. I got it. I could just about get it off. It was just like, oh my god, this is just so. Yeah, it was just like, oh god, these things are so tight. So yeah, so that's there's waiting for a frame. So yeah, Fred Taylor, I say, was my favourite all-time player. Nice guy, should be in the Hall.
Probably won't get question. Do you think he'll ever make it?
The fact he's not a finalist now is not going to do him any favours.
There's a big logjam, isn't there?
Then you got a big log jam. The voting has changed. And if you get people like Belichick who can't get in the first round, which is like, okay. And you look at the people that are coming up, I think he's just going to be one of those nearly guys. And again, no Super Bowl appearances, one Pro Bowl selection. Don't think he was ever
curse, though, isn't it? I think if he plays for another franchise, he's probably already in there.
But if you look at the stats, I mean, he's, I think, on the top 15, I think he's about 12th or 11th, I think, and everyone above him is in the Hall and a couple below him are in the Hall. So it's the obvious thing that he should be there. But yeah, he's not. And I think now he's going to fall. He's not a finalist this year, having been a finalist 3 years, I think, 3 years in a row. And he's not made the finalist now. I think he's going to start. Just slip on down.
Adrian Peterson comes up next year as well, and
you got Peterson.
He was an MVP.
Yeah, Brady.
It's going to be real tough.
Brady's going to be there, so I think he's going to struggle to get in, which is a shame because he deserves it. And yeah, he's a really nice guy. He's very generous with his time. He was the first guy I ever met at the very first Jags thing at Nike Town. Yeah, before the first game against the 49ers, when they came over, there was a thing at Nike Town, and Fred was sort of the star, and I had his jersey on, and he just seemed utterly amazed that A, I knew who he was, and secondly, I had his jersey.
Yeah,
so yeah, I got a signed picture of us up there on the wall from the Nike Town thing. But yeah, so Fred's a good guy, very generous with his time, will sign absolutely anything, so hence I like him. I know one of my cats has just appeared. I know. Yeah.
We won't ask who their favourite player is, don't worry.
There we are. Hello, Dora. Yeah.
Right, so let's jump in. We're going to talk about the end of season awards. We'll go through all the nominees and what you guys think of them, and then we'll announce the winners. So, first category, we've got Rookie of the Year, and obviously it's Gladstone's first draft class. Cohen's involvement as well. It didn't quite pan out with our first pick. Obviously, Travis Hunter with the injury. A frustrating moment, but we'll chat about that. So, nominees that we had, I think we had sort of 20 plus votes across this category, which is fantastic to see. We have got Bashal Tutin, running back. Travis Hunter, dual threat, wide receiver corner. Rayon Lane, He was safely out of Navy, and then Wyatt Milam, the backup guard. I think he struggled to see the field at times, but those were the 4 nominees. Anyone want to jump in on any of those? I mean, Darren, you can probably talk about Travis Hunter. You having met the man quite recently.
Yeah, I actually, even though it's disappointing for the injury, I think he probably took the pressure off, and he'll come back even stronger next year. I think there's just so much pressure on the guy. He was trying to do so much. Fantastic talent, fantastic speed. I think we'll keep him at corner next year more.
I agree with that.
It's horrible to say, but I do think the injury's probably done him the world of good. Just take him out of the limelight. Next season, we'll have a whole new draft class of new players, and I think it'll just give. I think we'll see him shine next year. But the one we have missed out on, and they didn't get a lot of comments. Caleb Branshaw. So disappointed he got injured before the season, because I think he would have been one of the stars of the team this last year.
I know me and Tom have mentioned that a couple of times when we've been saying where's some gaps in the roster, and it was so hard to construct this roster for Gladstone. I really appreciate what he was trying to undo and redo. I think we banked on him being a contributing player quite early in the season, so to not have him, it sort of forced more snaps on Hunter quickly. And I think obviously we had the Rams game at Wembley in the UK, and it was a tough old outing, wasn't it? But that seemed to be the moment where you thought, oh, Hunter might be a legitimate wide receiver one of his first touchdown in the league, and he looked electric, and I really got the sense that it was going to be Cohen was going to go, you're the focal point of the offense now. BTJ is not contributing how we expected him to be. Let's just put it on your plate. He was electric in that Chiefs game for me. That catch that he had deep down the field where he's just plucked it over, you think it's just pure athleticism. I thought he was absolutely fantastic this year. I didn't vote for him myself to win it. I don't think he contributed enough in the back end of the season, but I can completely see what he looks like. Ian or Tom, do you want to jump in? Bashal Tutun's another one. Running back, obviously shared a bit of time in the backfield, but what did you guys make of him?
Darren's point about the injury to our unicorn, I think would have taken some pressure, because you say at the Rams game, that was when because the first couple of games I think he was, again as Darren says, far too much pressure on him. It's a bit like when we drafted Trevor, it was like, oh, go on there, you're going to win us the Super Bowl in your first season. It was that, and I think it's a bit like Brian Thomas Jr., who had an awful start for the season, and then he was injured. He was out for a couple of games. When he came back, the spotlight had gone off him, and then he was pretty good from then on in.
Focus on his game again, couldn't
he? He was there, and he made a couple of decent catches. But it was too much to say. Does Travis deserve it? Probably not, because he didn't do enough. No fault of his own for the injury. But Tootin is the 1-2 punch with ETN. Clearly good enough, because we got rid of Tank, didn't we? Halfway through the
exactly that. I think we must have really liked him. He was contributing,
and we had the 3 there, and he's now gone. So Tootin, he looks good, and do we keep ETN? Tough decisions to make. So I think Tootin probably's done enough for the season contribution to get my vote.
Yeah, nice. And Tom, any thoughts about anybody else? And
just touching on Travis, probably sounds cliche, but we haven't got a first round pick in this draft. He's coming back in the new season. That it could feel like he is our first round pick again. He showed some really he showed some real flashes of how impressive he really is before the injury. So, but again, he didn't get my vote, obviously, because he didn't see out the season. But my vote went to Bashal Tootin. And like Ian touched on, when he was called upon, he was fantastic. We needed a backup to ETN, and he's provided that very, very well for a rookie.
I think he definitely thrown his hat in the ring and made that ETN conversation, a real conversation this off-season of, do we spend the dollars there? Do we move on? Can we get contribution from him? That leads me on quite nicely then to announce the winner, and congratulations to the winner of Rookie of the Year, Bashal Tootin, running back. He actually ran away with this one. He got a really high percentage of the votes. I think he was up around 80% of the total vote count. So, obviously people are big fans of him, and congrats to him. I think let's hope he carries on what he was doing, gets some more reps next season, and who knows what it can look like. And Travis, it wasn't in his future. I'm sure he probably had his eyes set on a Rookie of the Year, well, offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year, knowing what that kind of character's like, but not to be. Let's go and do something special next year, though. Moving on to our next category then. So we've got Most Improved. A lot of nominees in this one, and I think it's a team that won 4 games, that ended up winning what we did, got through to the playoffs. There's going to be a lot of players that had to improve. A lot of it thanks to the coaching staff, but the nominees are Brian Thomas Jr., Brenton Strange, Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, Parker Washington, and Jarian Jones. So does anyone want to jump in on those guys and let us know who you thought, is most improved? A huge amount across the squad in my eyes.
I mean, there's a lot of names there you put, haven't you?
There was a lot of votes, really diverse.
I mean, you can go like Devin Lloyd, who was fighting for his job in August, and then
him and Ben Trowiller at training camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was there. ETN has stepped up. Parker Washington is there. Brenton Strange, we're so much better with him. But ultimately, it's got to be Trevor, isn't it? I mean, Trevor was the guy who was the Messiah that would lead us to the promised land, and he hadn't done it. And so up until Wembley, so me and my mates were discussing on games day, and we were saying he's just not as advertised, is he? He was just making the same mistakes again. He was hitting balls tipped to the line of scrummage, making poor decisions, not seeing the open guy. And we're just thinking, is he the guy? And then
you go as far as your quarterback in this league, don't you?
Yeah, and then post the Houston meltdown, I don't know what was put in the water, but from then on, it's just like, actually, if he continued, I mean, we had this bit end of 22, beginning of 23, when Trevor's on a hot streak, and then he just fell off a cliff again, so you're just hoping, does it feel different? I guess it does feel a bit different this time. I think maybe he's got it this time. He's been in the league 5 years. He's no longer a rookie. He should be, hopefully. Yeah, so I'm going to go for, my vote would be Trevor, because without him, we don't get into the playoffs.
I think the building blocks are around him to take the next step. I love that he's going to get a full off season to work with Coach Cohen. I love the plays he's got around contributing, and hopefully we can add something either in free agency or the draft. But I think we've got a really solid foundation. I've always been a Trevor fan. I think if he came in and he wasn't the number one generational pick, we'd be relatively happy with where we are. Look at the Super Bowl this weekend. We've got Sam Darnold facing off against Drake May. Is Trevor Lawrence able to compete at that level? For me, 100%.
Yeah, and he's not injured as well this off-season for the first time in 2 years.
For a very long time.
He can just heal himself up. So yeah, my vote would be to most improved would be Trevor.
Nice. Tom or Darren, your thoughts?
With Trevor, I just wondered whether he's finally found his home with the coaching staff. That first few games, you could see, I think it was both Trevor and the coaching staff learning such a lot from each other, and all of a sudden it seemed to click. It was almost right. The coaching staff found the right plays for Trevor, and Trevor responded. I think it was just that first few games of learning, and I think it was, from what you read and what you view, it was a lot of input from both sides. Both sides listened, and I think that's really what we've got with the coaching staff, that they're prepared to look at the strengths and weaknesses of all the players, including Trevor. I think that was the point. They looked at what Trevor was doing right, doing wrong, and listened to the guy and let him take his own lead a bit. I think that's the sign of the good coaching, that Trevor picked up on that, and I think that's why Trevor has improved such a lot, was that coaching staff really putting their arms around him and saying, what do you want, Trevor?
And what a difference that is to the end of Doug Peterson's tenure, where it almost felt like, who's being thrown under the bus this week in the end of game presser? I think Trevor's actually found he's had some arms around him, and he's been able to give feedback both ways. Early in the season, I don't know if you remember, there was that, I think it was the Cincinnati game, where he sort of airmailed a ball and Cohen's on the sideline saying, hit him in the chest.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That, I must admit, that did stress me out, because I thought, this relationship is so important, but you need that fiery competitiveness, don't you? You need that to really flourish, to bring the best out in each other. You need to just be able to talk like that. You need to be able to go, this is what I need from you. And Trevor at times is too cool for school. I think that's his one thing. He's there's always questions, does he really care? I've got no doubt he does. It's just he's got a California surfer boy demeanour at times, hasn't he? Of long, luscious hair, and we're on to next week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What about for you, Tom? Do you want to talk about? I think Devin Lloyd and Brenton Strange definitely worth some chat.
Yeah, definitely. What a difference! Again, I've put it down to coaching staff. It just seems like the whole team's had an arm around them the whole season. We've spoke about Trevor previous podcasts, how he didn't really get the support from previous coaches. I mean, he came in an Urban Meyer situation, which was probably one of the worst seasons, one of the worst coaches we've ever had for sure. Doug Peterson, being a quarterback himself, never really took him on board and gave him the help that he's getting this season. So. Yeah, for me, my vote went to Trevor. What a difference! We saw that bit of a struggle at the start of the season, but you could just see the difference game on game this season.
Just working to get comfortable, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Brenton Strange again. Was he rookie last year? Year before?
Year before that, I think this his third year.
Year before, and he was down the pecking order for a season, but he's been outstanding this season. And again, Devin Lloyd, like Ian touched on, fighting for his job in August.
Yeah, exactly that, and then
making picks most weeks this season. Now it's looking. I'm not sure what the contract situation is, but I think it's probably looking like we're going to lose out on him now.
I think he's made himself almost impossible to resign for us, I think, hasn't he, with where our cap situation is, and someone's going to throw money at him.
Well, he said it'd take a home team discount, but apparently the team haven't reached out to him yet, so maybe they're going to wait till the Super Bowl's out of the way. So I think both Etienne, we would like to re-sign both, but Etienne, you could argue he's a running back, and they're 10 a penny in the draft, and we got Tootin, and who's the other third string? Allen, isn't he behind? He was okay.
LeQuint Allen as well.
Yeah, so you'd argue it's three, and we regret, with hindsight, it's a wonderful thing. We could have picked up Devin's 50-year option and get him. Maybe we franchise tag one of them, possibly. I don't know.
It's expensive, I think, because of his classification. It's an expensive franchise tag.
Yeah, so I can see both walking. To be honest, we don't want to lose them, but it's like Evan Ingram the year before. We can't keep him, so sorry, mate. You're a cap casualty. Off you go. When we look to the draft and develop.
Yeah, and I think we need to do that.
It's not a new situation for us, is it?
No,
unfortunately not.
But as we all said back in August, he was fighting for his job, so you can see why they didn't pick up the 50-year option, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it's like, blimey, okay, that was the player we wanted you to be in years 1, 2, 3, and 4. But yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, it's someone's going to throw money at him.
So Jalen Ramsey was another one back in the day.
Yeah, showing up in the Bronx truck. Pay me the money.
But sadly crippled by back injury. Sad to see he took so long to recover when he left Jacksonville. Barely played the following season, but there you go.
You know the story, Ian. Dollars can cure any ailment.
Yes.
So, winner of most improved for the season. Oh, go on, Tom, just quickly.
So I was just about to say, I think it's worth mentioning probably some of the others that got put in that category. We seem to have spoke just about three.
Yeah, big boys.
There's a lot of other players that have had great seasons this season. So, I mean, if you just want to give them another mention, that.
Yeah, I think it's worth touching on. I think this is the category that got the most unique players voted for in it. Let's run through Darron Jones. I mean, what a contributor he was. Physically, I think him and Montaric Brown were fantastic. We asked so much of them late on in the season as well, didn't we? And then we had Parker Washington.
Great seasons again.
Yeah, Parker Washington as well. Thought he's been fantastic. Not to spoil anything, but his name's going to be coming up a lot. I think as UK fans are big old fans of Mr. Washington out here.
Reason I didn't go for Parker as most improved is because I just think he had more opportunities this season. Last season, I thought he was brilliant when called upon still.
Mm-hmm.
So to say he was more improved, I don't think he's been improved. I just think he's had the opportunity, he's had the run of games this season, and he's just shot. He's just really shot.
He's had more chance to contribute. And season before last, that punt return at Wembley against the Patriots, it's one of my all-time favourite Jags moments. That I was sat right behind it, and when he finally broke through, it was just delirium. So.
Yeah, I remember that one. I was sat with Joe at the halfway line, and sort of he punted it, went deep, and I remember Joe saying, "Oh, just take a fucking knee. What are you running it out? What are you running it out for?" And then 10 seconds later, we're going, "That's why I run it out."
He's falling backwards into the end zone. Yeah, arms outstretched.
That's Joe going, "What do I know? What do I know?" Yeah, of course you can run it out. But as Tom says, I think he just had more opportunities this year. He was good, but he was third, full string receiver, and then I say we lost Travis, we lost Brian Thomas Jr. through injury. I think so. Parker stepped up and basically is almost you can't bench him now, and the others. So wide receiver room looking pretty good for next year if everyone stays healthy.
100%. I think it's going to be a real weapon, and I wouldn't want to be a defensive coordinator planning how to stop it. Winner and most improved then for the 2025 season. No surprises, it did go to Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. Hugely deserving of it, in my opinion. I think that he had an early season. He was probably the limiting factor for this team. And then, I think you nailed it, Ian, when you said it was that Houston meltdown. Ever since that game, he just went on a tear, didn't he? And thought he was really good in the Buffalo game. But he wasn't the reason we lost the game in my eyes. Yeah, that pick at the end of the game, ouch, but he does hit Jacoby in stride, and we've dissected that enough. I'm sorry to bring up bad memories for everybody, but he did enough to win the game in my eyes. I think
didn't take the field goal
around him.
Take the point.
Well, you've got to kick your field goals as well, haven't you? So
that's true, but okay. But that's annoying. I did think if we got past Buffalo, we'd go all the way, but Buffalo was the one team that I thought.
I think we'd be playing on Sunday if we'd have won.
Yeah. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Didn't. So
we are.
There we are.
Maybe doing an award show instead.
It's the most diverse I've ever seen him. Just everything this season. His throwing game, his fallback, his running game. He's just mixed it up so well this season and done it at a really good standard.
The thing I like the most, we didn't see any of that. You remember Hurricane Trevor when he used to be in the pocket and he'd spin around at all angles. 20-yard loss on a sack.
Panic.
He's cut that out of his game, yes.
Yeah, I think that was the thing about someone said Peyton Manning. He would always, if it wasn't there, he'd just throw the ball away. He wouldn't think, I'll
live to see another down.
There's a 6-inch window in a triple coverage, I'll try and throw it, which Trevor would do for his first couple of seasons, instead of Peyton going, tuck it away. Well, I've got another series. Okay, we'll punt the ball. Okay, the play's not there. We'll be second down to 15, we can move on from there. I don't have to win, put the entire team on my back. And I think Trevor's finally got that. Well, we'll find out next season, won't we?
Yes, we will indeed, but fingers crossed it continues. Next category was Mr. 110% effort, and we had a lot of contributors in this category. So the nominees are Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, Dennis Gardeck, Jacoby Myers, Josh Hines-Allen, Montaric Brown, Foye Oluokun, Parker Washington, and Trayvon Walker. So again, a lot of nominees. Darren, do you want to jump in on any of those? Let us know your thoughts and your votes.
Yeah, I think it was quite indicative of the whole team, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
After the whole team seemed just to pull together, and that's why we've got so many nominees in that everybody was there happy and wanted to give. They wanted to play for the team. Some years you've looked around the team and there's been players, do I really want this? Do I really want to be here? And I think one of the major turning points was Jacoby Myers coming into the team. It seemed, once again, we go back to Trevor. I think that gave Trevor a lift. That he got a really good target there. And once again, he came in, did a lot of work, and he was prepared to not always be there receiving the ball. He was prepared to work for the team. In the past, we've had so many receivers just stand there wanting the ball, putting it in their hands, rather than working, pulling players, other the opposition,
creating space for for us to attack elsewhere. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he was quite a standout player for me. Jacoby Myers, even though he came in late, he did such a lot to lift. I think he gave everybody a lift.
Selflessly as well. Yeah, I think that's a really, really good point.
Yeah.
Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo Darren's thoughts there. To be fair, the whole team's really pulled together this season. And again, I think it's down to the coaching staff. For me, my vote I think went to Josh Hines-Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Record breaker. He just had a magnificent season. You know, I'm a big fan of Trayvon Walker as well, as you know.
Oh yeah,
I thought
we've had you defending him before.
I thought the pair of them have been superb this season. Probably the best season I've seen them have. So, yeah.
He's a model citizen as well. I think that's the one thing you can always say about Josh Hines-Allen is, I mean, all of us around this table, there's not a signature that goes unsigned when that guy's around, and he lives everything you'd want in a locker room. Everybody always says he is the kind of dude that you want to build a franchise around. And then Ian, what are your thoughts? Who's gave the most effort this season?
I'm going to go for the tackling machine that gets overlooked. Foyo, I think he's the one he's not a sack leader. He's one of sort of like a guard or a defensive end. Basically, you never know. They never announce his name except when a mistake is made. So he makes one bad snap, you forget the 999 that he did when he was really, really good. I think it was the fourth, fifth consecutive season of over 100 tackles or something. I mean, the guy is just a run-stopping tackling machine. The reason why we were so good as run defence is basically because of him. He is all over the field, and he's just a tackling machine run stopper. So I would go 110% effort. Good old Foyer.
Yeah, and he wears the green dot, doesn't he? He is truly the leader of our defence, and I think the thing I like the most about it is he's been here through thick and thin. He really has been one of those players that's just contributed so much to this franchise, and he's towards the latter end of his career, no two ways. I think we saw him slow down slightly this season, and I think there's more of that to come. But yeah, you can't argue with his contribution, and his heart is definitely in Jacksonville. Winner of this category then, surprised me this one, Parker Washington. I think it shows how much everybody loves him. There's no two ways. He definitely contributes. He was out there. I think he played through some injuries as well. I think he took that quite a big shot to the ribs at one point, didn't he? And he wasn't afraid to go over the middle. And if there's one thing you'll say about Trevor, he'll put a ball where a receiver might get hit on the end of it.
The hospital ball, yeah.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, well done to Parker. Let's move on to the next one. We've got the WTF moment. So we had plenty of these, maybe not as many as we've had in seasons prior, but the nominees are Lawrence's game-winning scramble against the Chiefs. It was the Chumbawamba, you knock me down, I get back up again. The collapse against the Texans. I loved this vote. We just got the London game. And then Cam Little's 68-yarder. So really diverse. We've got, WTF means a lot of things. And I think some people have gone, I can't believe that's happened. And others have gone, this is the best thing ever. So do we want to talk through all of those? Anyone want to jump in? We'll go nominee by nominee. Lawrence's game-winning scramble, Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. Who's got some thoughts on that?
I would go for that one because that was the stumble in the jungle. Because when happened, it was just like, no, we've. It's almost like
so close
same old,
again.
It's the same old Jags again. We're so here and then we Jags it up. So yeah, I would go for Lawrence stumble in the jungle because that was just a delight to watch. At sort of was it 3:30 in the morning?
3 in the morning, wasn't it? Yeah.
Trying to do a silent victory dance without trying to wake everyone else up in the house. So yeah, that would go for my WTF moment. Yeah.
Still, I watched it back when the nominees came in to sort of watch them, and it's such a great moment. You just think he gets trod on, he's down, and even watching it now, I'm like, does he make it? Does he definitely get in still? And oh yeah. Tom, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think it was at a time as well, early enough in the season where we all thought, Chiefs are at it again. We're going to see Chiefs win another Super Bowl. It never happened, luckily, and I think again could have been a turning point in their season as well.
Yeah, I think it gave us confidence, didn't it? That, do you know what? Actually, we're a legitimate team here. We can compete. They've come in prime time in front of the nation. And we really took it to them. Next nominee was the collapse against the Texans. Darren, any thoughts on that?
I blanked it out of my mind. Same as the London game, you just think, oh no. No, he just sat there and it was unbelievable, you know, it looked comfortable. And I think that summed up, as I was saying, I think we all sat there and thought, yeah, this is the Jags.
Yeah,
we've done it again.
That was the most Jagsy moment of the year for me, for sure.
I think it's that kind of thing where we were surprised, but not surprised, if you see what I mean. We've done it. We've all sat there on the Sunday nights before, and we've seen us go comfortably up, winning, comfortable, and then all of a sudden collapses. So it was an awful moment, but was it a surprise?
It was one hell of a collapse, wasn't it? And so many points all in one quarter. The one thing that I think we really need to value from it is every single person in that locker room said how it's the best thing that happened to us. It was the best thing that happened to us. We knew we could beat them. I think we can always beat the Texans. I just think we have that ownership of them. But we needed that fire in the belly. It made us realise who we are, and it made us remember it's a 60-minute game. You can't take your foot off the gas for a second, and it would have been a horrible locker room to be in, but I think that 24-hour rule kicked in, and we went, we're not having that taste in our mouth again. We're not letting that happen. So it was an important moment for this franchise.
Yeah, the only advantage I had with that was I missed that one. I was late in, and I stuck it on the Zone, and it's always, do you want to watch live or watch from the beginning? I went, I'll watch from the beginning and watch it on catch up. And at about 2 minutes of the first quarter, then it had the buffering little blue circle of death. And then it went to live, and I was like, okay. And I was sort of just watching it. It was the snap where Trevor got sacked and they got the strip fumble and they run it back. And I was like, okay, well, we lost then.
You must have thought it was a barnstorming game, from the score. You thought this was a back and forth Titans battle.
Then you start reading the reports and going, all right, okay, we just lost it in the fourth quarter, and it was like, same old Jags again. But yeah, maybe one of those annoying things, one of those sliding doors moments. It's that if we hadn't had that blowout, if Brian Thomas Jr. had caught that autumn two parts against the Bengals, would have been the number one seed in the AFC. And it's just those. If we hadn't have done, so we're back to shoulda, coulda, woulda. Didn't. We're sat on the sofa, not sat in the stadium. So
exactly.
It's but not. Yeah, can't say I was surprised. It was annoying, but it was like, we've been here before.
You more than most. You've seen lots of Jags pain over all those years. The Urban Meyer, the Jack Del Rio breakdown, the Mel Tucker season, the We Believe in Victory, the Bortles era, the Blaine Gabbert, Chad Henne, we have the scars, We're in a new era now. Like I keep saying, this is a new franchise. You've just got to believe it. And then the final nominee, we had Cam Little's 68-yarder against the Raiders. NFL record. I think we knew we had it in him. He had that 70-yarder in the preseason, didn't he? Which he absolutely drilled. And wow, it just, I think it had 4 more yards on it as well. I think he's such a weapon. You need the opportunity to arise. You're not kicking those early in the first quarter. You sort of want it, if you're going to do it, expiring, time's running out in the half. But he absolutely drilled that kick, and cool as a cucumber afterwards as well, wasn't he, considering what he'd just done?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I think you said it. It wasn't a surprise. We knew we could do it. So that's why I wouldn't go for that as the highlight of the season, because it's not a surprise. I reckon he can hit a 70, 75-yard if the conditions are right. I mean, he's got a massive leg. It was good to see. Was it a surprise? No, not really. Actually, I'm more surprised now when he misses them as opposed to making them.
Yeah, well, we've always had good kickers in Jacksonville. That's the one thing I will say. Our special teams has always been all right, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, too bad. Yeah. Obviously, Josh Scobie for so long, Mike Hollis before him. Josh Lambo was automatic for a while and then just fell off a cliff. And that had a shaky bit with it, with his Matt Wright and Patterson, who weren't that long range. But now we got Cam Little. I think now, as you say, we've got coupled him with Ross and Logan. That's as good a special teams unit you're going to get across the NFL.
Agreed. Let's have a look at the winner of that then. So the WTF moment for the 2025 season is the collapse against the Texans, unfortunately. I think it surprised all of us, and we're surprised it happened, but it was a very Jagsy moment, and maybe in the future the surprise is going to be if these things happen, because we're not used to them happening soon. But yes, there we are, and there we go. We'll move on to the next category. We've got play of the season. So many great moments, I thought. We actually got 3 nominees, which just shows you there were some headline moments. Lawrence's game-winning scramble against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, Cam Little's 68-yarder against the Raiders, and then Devin Lloyd's pick 6 against the Chiefs. So 2 nominees from that primetime Monday Night Football game. Do you want to jump in, Darren, on one of those 3?
The one that really stands out was Devin Lloyd's pick. And return for the touchdown. I don't think we could really believe that it had happened. Well, I couldn't, because it just happened so smoothly, so instantly. The Trevor Lawrence thing, I think we all watched that through our hands, watched it through our fingers. But for me, it was the Devin Lloyd pick again, the pick 6. Yeah, and once again, he was so cool about it.
It was such a slow play. I remember it happening. I'd been sat downstairs and I was like, just keep going. And he beat another man. And I thought, he was definitely out of breath by the end of it. So it's a long old way to go. But such a great moment. And to do it on Monday Night Football when all the lights are out. And it got my vote. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that. Tom, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, what did he have? Like six picks out of the first so many games. He was just a picking machine, Devin Lloyd, this season. But yeah, out of the 3, that would stand out for me. Like Darren said, the Lawrence scramble was very much a look through your fingers moment. I don't know if it was more luck than judgment that he that he fell and got back up again, but. And then obviously we got Cam Little's kick. So nice he did it twice.
Yes.
Who else can say yeah? Who else can say yeah? I got the record kick, and then actually I went for second place as well. I just hope that we don't get too reliant on him.
No, I think Cohen's been good at that.
In game-winning situations, and I hate to bring it up, but that playoff game, I do feel like that last drive was, we've got enough time just to get enough up the pitch for him to kick a long one. And
yeah, I think this is the thing. I know we had no timeouts and a minute left, but we could have moved that ball. But it's happened now. It's happened. I think the thing I like most about the Devin Lloyd play. Let's not talk about it again. Yes, yeah. It's banned topic now. The Devin Lloyd play, I think it was a great athletic play from him, but it was clearly schemed. He comes on that fake blitz and then drops out into coverage, and this is against Patrick Mahomes. Let's not underestimate this. This is a multiple-time Super Bowl champion. It's a great play, and if we can put players in those positions schematically, fantastic for us. We saw Campanile get some head coach interviews, and we'll do well to hold on to both of these guys if we have another season like we had this year. What about for you, Ian? What was your play of the season?
Oh yeah, definitely the Devin Lloyd one. I remember watching it live and just remember thinking, when Devin Lloyd got the ball, I thought, well, great, we stopped the drive. That stops, because I was thinking, right, so 3 points now they've got. Okay, and then it's okay. We stopped the interception, brilliant, and then he started moving, and like you said, it was almost like in slow motion, because he's not built for speed, is he? He's a big old unit, Devin. And it was like he got to the halfway line, and I just sort of stood up out of my chair, going, "Go on,
keep going."
So I'm thinking, don't get tackled at the 20. We have to take a field goal. Just keep on going, keep on going, and it was just absolute joy to see. So yeah, definitely I would go that. Cam Little, we always knew he could do it, and the stumble in the jungle was just, I think it was just over too quickly. It was just, as you say, that the hands through the fingers moment, but. That long, 60, 70 yards that Devin run it back, and it was getting slower and slower, and you're thinking, coming like the little engine that could. You're thinking, go on, you can do it. So, definitely Devin's would be my vote for that one for sure.
Well, it'll come as no surprise then, after the way us four have just spoke, that the winner of this category is Devin Lloyd's pick 6 against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. One of those, I think, when we play Jags highlight reels from years and years past, it's going to get put in there. We're going to see it on the big screens, and it's going to bring so many emotions and memories up. That moves us on to our final category, and this is the big one. This is the one that every player in the Miller Electric Centre, when they set out at the start of the season, they go, I want to win the Jaguars Fan Club UK Player of the Season. Forget hoisting that Lombardy. They say, I want these guys to say I was Player of the Season. So we have got the nominees: Josh Hines-Allen, Jacoby Myers, Trevor Lawrence, and Parker Washington. I think let's do them all credit. Let's talk about all of them. So we'll start out with Josh Hines-Allen. Tom, do you want to jump in? You're a big fan of the man.
Yeah, great leader. He's been, like I said earlier, he's been fantastic. Alongside Trayvon Walker, I think the defence this whole season's been an upgrade on the previous couple of seasons. Again, might be down to coaching staff. Campanile seems to have done wonders. Hence why he's had the head coach interviews. Is he the winner of this category for me? Probably not.
Yeah, fair enough. Darren, your thoughts on JHA?
Fantastic season, and he did it quietly, if you see what I mean.
Statistics guy.
It was another one of these where he was a team player.
Yeah.
He got on with it, was the team. He got his record for the sacks, but he put in a lot of effort in, and it was almost as if I'm here for the team, not just the personal glory. And as I was saying, he did a fantastic job, but there's so many standout players. I'm not sure whether he was the Player of the Season.
A worthy nominee. Ian, your
thoughts? A worthy nominee, but I think it was the fact that the whole defence played well, and he just got on with it and fitted within that unit, and nobody actually really stood out because it was all very good. If you see what I'm trying to say.
And then, Ian, your thoughts, Josh Hines-Allen?
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the ones that I think, as Darren summed it up quite well, he got on with it quietly. First half of the season, he wasn't getting the sacks. He was just like that split second away, and people always tend to say, if you want to win awards, you have to get the sacks. But if you're creating pressures and you're forcing the quarterback to throw early and we're getting picks on the back of that, there's not a stat that sort of shows up to say, he's pressured, he's double teamed, he creates opportunities for others. And we all know he's a really great guy. He spent a lot of times with the fans when he comes over. I mean, the signing this year was the only time he didn't go down the entire line to sign stuff because one of the Jag staff dragged him away and he sort of went away reluctantly. But yeah, as say, was he the best player? I would say no, he's a good player. Or is the team stronger when he ever plays? Absolutely, and let's hope he stays there for a long time.
100%. Next nominee, and it just shows you what an impact he had, 'cause he only joined us halfway through the season, Jacoby Myers. Who wants to jump in and chat about, he became wide receiver 1 at some point, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it was when I saw the trade, I went, a bit expensive for basically a half-season trial, and then 3 games later, it was like, blimey, okay, yeah, absolutely, I admit I was wrong. Absolutely, he's there. We extended him already, and what the connection he has with Trevor, it opens it up. So that wide receiver room, as I said earlier, is looking pretty stacked now.
100%.
But yeah, he's a reliable target for Trevor. Tracking Benton Strange, we get Travis back. Brian Thomas Jr., Thorian Parker. That's it's better than that.
Yeah, exactly that. The depth alone of it, and you get into a 5-wide setup. I think you've got wide receiver 2s and 3s in every position there.
And also, you're going to get your injuries throughout the season. So if you've got loads of 5, you can say, well, if we can go without 2, we still got 3.
Yeah, next man up is all of a sudden it's not that scary a prospect, is it?
So yeah, good. But again, it's still not my vote.
No worries. Tom, your thoughts?
No, not mine either. But I mean, what a difference maker. You know, I'm assuming there was more skating done than that game against the Raiders before he came on board. was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? I think we played Raiders on the Sunday midweek.
He basically flew home with us, didn't he?
That's it. But he brought that experience, that little bit of experience that I think we needed, and he hit the ground running with Trevor Lawrence, almost straight away. He was definitely a difference maker in the wide receiver area.
To put a cliche on it, he was he was a safe pair of hands, wasn't he? And that's something that we hadn't been up to that point in the season.
Absolutely.
Darren, your thoughts, Mr. Myers?
Yeah, I was stating earlier, I think he was like the Josh Hines-Allen. Just got on with it, did his job without a lot of fuss. I think if he'd been there all season, he could have gone for Player of the Season, because I think he would have probably really created something special as he got settled into the team. The guy came in and looked like he'd been here forever. He took no settling in. Yeah, once again, fantastic player, but not really what we're looking for as Player of the Season, if you see what I mean. The Player of the Season, I think we're looking for that one special somebody.
Something that just sparked something really special. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we've got two more left. So up next, QB1, Trevor Lawrence. Start of the season, maybe it was a bit shaky. He definitely was trying to find his feet in Cohen's scheme, and I think there was a lot of back and forth, like you mentioned, Darren, earlier, of this is what does work for me, this is what doesn't. I think that let's get that first read, let's get an easy down, keep the chains moving was a big change in his game that we saw this year, keeping us on schedule. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. I've always been a huge fan of Lawrence, and the run that he went on for that end of the season to win us the division. If he can perform at that level, the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, I think if he carries on as he is, as I said earlier, I think he's 5 years. I think now he's got the lead, he's got the speed. And quite frankly, without Trevor, we don't make the playoffs, do we?
No, I don't think we do.
He is. You rarely say one player on the team is really irreplaceable, but it's Trevor. We don't have Trevor, we don't make the playoffs. He's what we're building the franchise around. Yeah, clearly he's the Player of the Season. Without him, we're mid-table, mediocrity.
Mm-hmm. I think you look at our division. Would we swap him for CJ Stroud? Not a chance in hell for me. Cam Ward, we don't know what he's going to look like, but I don't think his ceiling's anywhere near Lawrence's. So, yeah, there's a stake to be claimed, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tom, your thoughts? Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, great season. One of the standout games for me, I think, was, we spoke about it before, the Jets game. Bright records. What a difference again. Like you say, the start of the season was a little bit shaky. I think he just new coaching staff, new playbook, but they've been making tweaks with him throughout the whole season, and it's just paid off. He has been that. He's been that captain, he's been that leader in the offense.
To put you on the spot, what was your favourite Trevor Lawrence moment? You loved that Jets game. I remember us talking about it straight afterwards. He was on fire, wasn't he?
I did. The question you asked me at the time was what was his ceiling, and I said, do you know what, that Jets game was fantastic. If he could replicate that week in, week out, just that level of calmness and consistency. What a player! What a player!
The thing you have to ask yourself in this league, your quarterback is so important. We all know that. What is Lawrence's ceiling? For me, I can 100% see him stood up there on that stage, hoisting the Lombardi, wearing the teal and black. No two ways about it. And if that's what we think your ceiling is, let's go all in on him. Let's put the weapons around him. Let's spend our money in free agency, and let's really make a push. Darren, your thoughts? Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, for me, it was the standout. It was, as I said, the start of the season, it was bloody awful. But the maturity and the way he put himself there to improve.
Yes.
And there was all the talk, even in fan groups over here in the UK, we wanted him gone. So I can only imagine what it was really like over in the States. The pressure that guy must really have been under. for him just to then say, right, I think he buckled down. He learnt from the Texans game, as they all did. And I think he's fantastic. As you're saying, I think his improvement of running the ball, not just throwing it, we saw a lot of him running with the ball in his hand. And I thought that was a real positive for us and gave us that extra option going forward. And as you say, I'm disappointed that I'm not sat with David in a bar, because I was planning to go over to Jacksonville this weekend to watch the Super Bowl in the Everbank. That was one of David's plan. We're going to sit there all day in the Everbank. And I think you've really got now a faith in Trevor, where previous seasons was all a bit start of the season is Trevor in again, but the guy really put in a lot of effort and shows such improvement. It's got to be up there for player of the season.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. This was a really, really tight vote, and it came down to two people. So it came down to Trevor, and then the man we're going to talk about next, Parker Washington, who he's come up so many times already this season. He had such big moments, that punt return against the Niners, and he was just such a contributor. And I think he went from arguably, wide receiver 3 or 4 on the depth chart, and he just kept moving up. And by the time he got to that playoffs, he almost felt like he was Trevor's favourite weapon. He's had a fantastic season for me. I think I'd like to have seen him contribute more on special teams, and I think we'll see a bit more of that next season. But the injuries we had to the wide receiver room sort of limited his opportunities there. The way that he can find space over the middle of the field is so important to this offence as well. I think the way that Cohen can utilise him, he just seems to be a great dude as well, doesn't he? Let's not underestimate that. He's always got a smile on his face, and he looks like he loves the game of football, and that's so important for the locker room. What do you guys make of Parker Washington?
Yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, I say he was unlucky not to get a third return touchdown, wasn't he? One got cancelled at Wembley with some questionable interview. Yeah, I mean, that was such a BS call, but there you go. I'd like to see him less on special teams, because on special teams you've got 11 players trying to tackle you, so you're going to get whacked every time you make a return on special teams. So I'd like to say limit that.
What you said earlier, though, you wanted him to take a knee against the Patriots at Wembley as well, didn't you?
No, that was Joe. Joe next to me said take a knee. I was saying go for a run. It was Union Jack's Joe. Don't label me with his mistake. No, it was Joe. But yeah, I mean he's an excellent receiver, and the trouble is, if the more you use him on special teams, the more you are going to get battered. You see some of the hits. So yeah, he's good there. I mean, he reminds me like MJD. He started off as a returner for the punts and the kicks, and after a season of that, they realised actually you're better utilised elsewhere. And I think he'll be better off as a pure wide receiver, particularly with the injuries mounting up. I wouldn't risk him as a receiver as a quick returner.
Special teams. Yeah.
I would just keep him there, and then we'll have or either draft someone or get someone else to elevate. So right, you can run them back. Yeah. But yeah, he's that double-headed coin of he's so good at kick returnings, but do you want to lose that as a wide receiver? So
he contributes, on the offense. Yeah, really.
You're likely to be close, but is that injury, one bad hit, and we lose him for the season? So I would keep him less kick returns, more wide receiver.
Yeah, nice, and a great season for him in your eyes as well.
Oh yeah, brilliant season, yeah.
Super. Tom, your thoughts, Parker Washington?
Yeah, got my vote for sure on this. What a season. I think, like we touched on earlier, the opportunities he's had this season have just been far greater than any other season, and he's really proved that he can do it. He's a great example of that as well. I think we've seen other players over other seasons that have come in, they've been, really, really high expectations for them, and then they've just not had a good run in the team, and they've just petered off. And he's your role model for that. He's learned, he's stuck at it. He's now a mainstay in that team.
More to come from him as well, isn't there? I think that's the most exciting part. As we look at ETN and Lloyd, and we think they might have had their moments as Jags. I think for Parker, the really great moments are to come. Yeah. Darren, your thoughts, Parker Washington?
Once again, start of the season, who was he?
Yeah.
Nobody really. took the opportunities, and the guy deserves it. He once again came in, did his business quietly to start with. Nobody really knew who the guy was. It wasn't the first name on anybody's jersey, was it?
No.
At the start of the season. But he came in and he turned out to be one of the positives. I think once again, he's found his home. We don't need the big, it proves you don't need to be the big names. Just come in, be happy where you are. And I think it's once again indicative of what we've built there, that everybody's happy working for each other. And Parker just came in, found his niche. I'm doing this, and just got on with it. And it stood out. It shone.
Worked hard and got his
Which
opportunities.
was a small market team, remember?
Yes.
Very much. So, thank you all. This is the big one then. As we said, this is the one all the players want to win. The Jaguars Fan Club UK Player of the Season is Parker Washington. Just shows, I think Trevor was about 2 votes off him, and it was a really split decision on this one. But both of them, if it had gone to either, I think they're so deserving of it. There's better yet to come from them. That's the most exciting thing from my side.
Yeah.
Still young.
Exactly that. We've got all the coaching staff are back. We've got some moves to make this off-season with the roster, which we'll chat about in future episodes. But does anyone want to chat about the Super Bowl briefly? We've got the Seattle Seahawks playing the New England Patriots on Sunday. What are you all going to be watching, and who do you fancy in it?
Yeah, I'll be watching, because I've been watching every single one for last 25 odd years.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's one of the ones where you think, I don't care who wins, to be honest. I suppose I want the Patriots to lose slightly more than I want the Eagles to Seahawks. So on that virtue, I'd go for the Seahawks. I mean, the Patriots, they play who they put in front of them. They had a incredibly easy regular season run.
Oh, yeah. And a playoff run, I'd argue.
Yeah, the playoff run, they beat the Chargers, the Texans imploded, and they played a backup quarterback in the championship game. So they got lucky. It's similar to the Jags in '99 when they went 14-2. They didn't play a single winning team, won 14, and then laid an egg against the scum in the championship game. Unfortunately, the Patriots are there. Are they going to Seahawks? That was the team that, although we were 8 points behind when we played them, we were never in that game.
No, the Rams and the Seahawks are the 2 teams that I think dominated us, and we didn't look like we could beat this season.
I mean, the Rams at Wembley, I remember the first drive went back. The first snap was a sack, and then we went backwards. And I remember saying to Joe, this is going to be a really long afternoon, isn't it? And it was. So I think the Seahawks are going to do it, possibly by double digits, I reckon. It's going to be a fairly comfortable victory for them. I just can't see the Patriots Seahawks look strong in all areas. So Seahawks to me. But yeah, I'll be there watching it.
Sam Darnold MVP?
Well, it seems to be distinct, hasn't it? If your team wins,
QB.
QB gets it. So who was the last guy? Was it running back, wasn't it? I can't remember, was it? Who the last non-MVP, non-QB was?
No,
I'd have to check, but it's been a while. It seems to be, quarterback, give it to him. So,
Even to get a shot, we had Malcolm Smith in that Seahawks game, and it took fumble recovery and 2 interceptions for him to get that done. So, if you're not playing quarterback, good luck.
Yeah, so Seahawks to me.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Seahawks, he's had a great season.
Just won Offensive Player of the Year, hasn't he? And wow, he is a dominant force. It'd be interesting to see how he matches up against the Patriots' corners and secondary. I think they've done a really good job of quieting players down, and we obviously were familiar with Coach Vrabel, and he likes to take away your best weapon. I think that's one thing we've always said. He's not going to let your marquee player beat you. You've got to find another way to do it. So, who you got lifting the trophy, Tom?
Seahawks for me. Seahawks.
Nice. Comfortably or in a close one?
If I think it might be comfortable. I think it might be comfortable, and I think if Sam Darnold gets MVP, well worth it. Who would have thought he would be in a Super Bowl after his first few seasons? What a story! And anyone who's doubting Trevor, just look at what Sam Darnold's done.
Exactly that. Put a competent coaching staff around him, put weapons around them, and the quarterback position can become a lot easier than it seemed to be in New York.
Yeah.
Darren, your thoughts?
I'll go for the Patriots. Just going to feel sorry for them.
You feel sorry for the Patriots? Come on.
Although you lot's all picking the Seahawks, so I'll go for the Patriots. I'll have to be different. I'm just pleased. I'm just not pleased it's not the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm just so pleased we won't be seeing Taylor Swift there again.
Yeah, you're one of those,
sorry,
are you? You're not a fan.
Personal. So I'm just going to sit back, enjoy the game, and hope for a bit of entertainment. Just
exactly that.
Yeah. Let's. And I'm not sure about what's his name, Bunny in the halftime. Not my kind of thing, but some of the adverts look interesting, don't they?
It's always a good show. It's about more than the game. And the one thing I'd say with the Super Bowl is it's a long old off season, so enjoy every minute of this game on Sunday.
As I said, I'm just disappointed I'm not sat in the Everbank tomorrow with David. Some of the guys from the UK was going to go over. They got a hotel booked in San Francisco. They was going to go over and watch it in a sports bar over in San Francisco. Nah, I was going to be there with 60,000 Jags fans in Jacksonville, and that's the plan. Could you imagine that in the city with those people in that city with those people that couldn't get the tickets, the $9,000 for a ticket? And as a Brit, you know it's like
when it
the
happens.
accent.
It's
as soon as you open your mouth. So next year, all three of us. All four of us will go over and sleep on David's settee. I know where he lives. We'll sleep on his settee. We'll all be there for the Super Bowl. We're limited capacity in the Everbank next year, but we'll all get in there.
It sounds good to me. We'll watch the Jags lift that trophy.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just a few things I wanted to do, a bit of admin. We've obviously got the Ezra Cleveland Game Use Jersey Raz live on the Facebook group at the moment. So there's a last few spots left in that. So anyone that's interested, jump onto Facebook. And £9.50, is it, Darren, per entry?
Yeah, and I'm going to put up another mini shortly.
Fantastic.
And
awesome.
I think everybody will be a little bit entertained with the mini. I've got something a bit different in mind.
Oh, I'm very excited. Watch this space. And then, so that's it for this episode. Thank you, everybody that's sort of tuned in, watched.
Before you disappear, can we just remind people about the meetup?
Yeah, of course. I've literally got that in my wrap. So thank you to everybody. No. It's you're on me. Don't you worry. I should have shared the script with you. There we go. Firstly, thank you so much to Ian and Darren. Your first time on. You've not let yourself down. This was no Urban Meyer season. You've had a good rookie outing. Don't you worry. And everyone always more than welcome on. It's so great to chat Jags. If you've not already, and as Darren kindly just reminded, we're also hosting the first ever Jags Fan Club UK meetup. We're going to go to Nottingham at the Motorpoint Arena on the 3rd of May. We've got the new England Eruptors Arena football team that are going to be playing is it Glasgow Tartans? Something like that. Looks like it'll be a really fun day out. It's a bank holiday that Monday. The game's on a Sunday, so no excuses not to show your face and come and meet some fellow Jags fans. We're going to get kitted out in all our gear. And then, hopefully this time next year, this is a Super Bowl preview pod. I can see it in our future. No two ways about it. Anyone want to have some closing statements?
No, all good. So long off season. So we'll start draft talk and God knows what come a couple of weeks.
Exactly that. The off season's never truly an off season in the NFL, is it? There's always something happening. I think you get about 3 weeks in June where there's not something moving.
Yeah, and that's about it. And that's when the players come over. So always something happening.
Exactly that. Who wants to give us the closing out Duval? One of the rookies, please.
No, go on then.
Duval. Thank you all so much. It's been awesome chatting. Go Jags.
See you, Jags.
Cheers.
Duval. To get involved with the podcast, email us at jaguarsfanclubuk@gmail.com or join our Facebook group, Jaguars Fan Club UK.